Hey everyone, Combo here, back with another Empires and Puzzles video, and today we are in day 2 of the 5-star air support raid tournament with all colors. I'm going to feature my 5 raid flags with commentary. Our featured hero today is going to be Duelfriller. Duelfriller is really good for defense at the tank position, but also really good on offense as well. She's fast mana speed, recovers 30% health for all allies. All allies get a Firestorm award for 4 turns that reduces incoming special skill damage by up to 1300. Reduces damage by an additional 30% when the attacker is of the nature element. All allies are immune to new status ailments for 4 turns. And then she's got the Molten Core passive and the Empowered Resist Burn passive. So the Molten Core gives up to 392 burn damage and lowers the target's defense by minus 12% each turn. Deals extra damage against heroes with minions or a mega minion. The burn damage is scaled by the amount of charge in the core. All charge is exhausted when the core is activated, and that core increases as she gets hit more. That is from regular attacks and from special skills also. So I've actually got her positioned in the middle in case if we go up against any opponents that are hit 3 attackers with their specials, so she'll have a higher chance of getting hit, which normally you don't want your healer in the middle getting hit, but because she's got that Molten Core, that's where I am going to position her. Today's first battle is going to go up against a Glass Sartana tank team. They've also got Smart Toy, Medea, Glass Azlar, and Glass Marjana. So those Glass heroes will be able to bypass that Firestorm ward. And since they've got a purple tank, I'm going to choose a few other colors other than purple. Let's bring in probably a couple yellows and blues. All right, so I am going to bring in Leonidas and Rosalind as another healer, and then I've also got Fergus and Richard, and then my dragon is going to be a yellow monk dragon, so he will help out Leonidas and Rosalind and give an extra boost to Leonidas since that class matches. Let's see how this first flag here today goes. I am going to start off with trying to find something that's going to create a little bit of a cascade, but I don't see anything obvious here. Let's start off with the reds all the way on the right. Let's match the blues here in the middle. And we'll move up the... Actually, you know what? Let's match the 3 purples on the top left so that we can at least get one small cascade with the blues. Let's match these 3 reds so I can match some blues the next turn. Now let's match the 3 blues up against Sartana. Nice cascade of purples. Now I'm going to match the 4 greens up against Sartana. It's going to create a cascade of reds at least. Hopefully some other stuff. We didn't, but actually we're going to be able to create a couple cascades now with these 3 yellows and then the reds and purples. Nice. We're going to be able to heal with Duelfriller now. And then actually we're going to have some yellow tiles that we can match so that we can heal with Rosalind also. Let's match these yellows and blues together, which is going to give me Richard, and Sartana is dead. Let's use Rosalind first. And then I'm going to attack the 2 on the right over here since Azlar's special is going to charge soon, and he's red, so Richard's going to do more damage up against him, and I do not want Azlar going off with all that fire damage, and Richard killed him. 3,319 damage. That was not even a critical hit, I don't think. All right, let's hit Medea with Leonidas, since I'd like to reduce her mana and not get that Shifting Miles attack, and he does extra damage against purple. 2,740 damage from a single limit broken hero. I will take it. Let's ghost these green tiles. And then probably going to match the 3 blues so that we can get Fergus. And then I'll match the yellows the following turn. Or we could get a cascade of yellows. Marjana's going to go off, but that's okay. Medea is dead. Awesome. Now let's use Fergus and match these 3 yellows up against Marjana. We just got to finish this battle quick. And let's use our yellow dragon. I probably already forgot to use him. Goes to these blue tiles and give me Richard, and we might be able to end the battle right here. Yes, alright. 1 for 1 so far. Next up, we are going to go up against a Gwendolyn tank team. She is new from the Investigator family, or yeah, the Investigator family. One of those Insanity heroes. But she does not give Insanity to herself. She's one of the few ones that does not. And I don't think she gives Insanity right away. Yeah, it's afterwards if she goes off a second time. So I am going to bring some Resistance Sanity heroes anyway, and they actually have Resistance Sanity heroes on the flanks, so nobody's going to get Insanity from them, which is the best way to use her if you are going to. Let's bring in some purples here. I've got a couple that resist Insanity. Let's bring in Medea for sure. And then maybe Tamlin, or I do have a second Medea I could also bring in. Dueler Fuller does not resist Insanity, but that's okay. You know what? Let's bring in the other Medea. Let's go double Medea here. And then I'm going to swap out Fergus for another hero that will resist Insanity. I've got Thalassa as a healer. I think I'll bring in her. Yeah. Let's just switch the troop for her, and we are good to go. I just got to switch my dragon. We've got the dragon. Actually, this is the one that I have on my defense that has the cleric class, so it matches Dueler Fuller's. So she's going to get 40 attack, 30 defense, and 30 health as well. All right, let's see how this second flag here goes today. Not a good board at all. All right, let's see what kind of magic we can work with this. Think I'm going to start off with the 3 yellows here on the bottom right. I really only have a couple options. That and the greens on the left up against forces. Let's match these 4 reds here so I can match some purples next turn. And actually, we're going to get 4 purples. That's awesome. Which is very good because both Medea and Medea activate in 7, although one of them has Moth Dust, which is unfortunate. Let's match these 3 blues before those get separated. Nice cascading. That might set off her. Let's match these 3 blues up the middle. They switched forms, of course. Let's use Thalassa to heal, I think. Or actually, you know what? I might hold on to her so that I can get rid of some Insanity after Gwendolyn goes off again. This is actually the first time I've faced Gwendolyn. Alright, so Dueler Fuller and Richard did get the Insanity. Let's use Thalassa to heal. Let's remove some of that. Let's match these 3 purples on the right, which is going to give me Medea. Maybe, actually, both of them had Moth Dust at one point, so not going to get them right away, unfortunately. I think I'm going to hold off on using Richard, maybe, or maybe I will use him since he's about to gain more Insanity. Yeah. Let's match these 4 purples next. Let's try to heal with Dueler Fuller. Either way, they will get the Molten Core, which is at 100%, and it did work awesome. All right, now, do I want to use my Medeas? How many more turns do they have this effect for the Yago, or whatever it's called? 2 more turns. Let's see if we can hit forces with one of these shifting miles attacks. Alright, it did work. Awesome. Okay. Now let's match these 4 greens. I'm going to hold on to the other one. And then let's see what kind of damage we can do up against Gwendolyn with these blues here. This match is not looking ideal. They've got the Yamago for 6 more turns. It actually refreshes every time they go off. I didn't know that. Let's use this on them then. Really need to heal again. Thank you, Thalassa. Nice cascading. Nice cascade of blues. Kill Yago or Gwendolyn or whatever their name is. Stay alive, Thalassa. Alright, let's use our purple dragon. And then Thalassa. Let's use Richard over here on the right. See if we can kill Bramble or close to it, maybe, before he goes off. Not quite, but this blue diamond might do the trick. You know, blue's weak against green, but it was enough. Awesome. Okay. Alright, we've got Duelfuller and Thalassa, so that's good. Let's use Duelfuller first once I can use my special. And then Thalassa, I don't know if we're going to be able to get rid of any of these Mega Fiends, maybe. Awesome. Okay, Thalassa got rid of hers. Now, let's see if we can kill forces with Richard. Awesome. Okay, now we're in good shape. Let's ghost these purple tiles. I could have hit the yellow diamond, and they would have cascaded, but that's alright. Let's use our purple dragon here, and then I'm going to use Medea on Grovert. And then I'm going to hold on to the other one. Actually, no. Let's just use the other one and ghost these 3 purple tiles. Let's use Duelfuller to heal, and then they both already got the shifting mile stack. I'm more concerned about Grovert, and then let's hit this green diamond, do some tile dumping here. Definitely an interesting battle against Gwendolyn. I definitely learned something. Like I said, this was the first time I've actually gone up against them. I did not go up against them in war, and haven't really come across them in raids at all. See if we can end the battle here. Not quite. And of course the cat's gonna revive like 7 times probably. Or maybe 9 times, who knows. Alright, that's twice, I think. And this is going to do it. All right. We are 2 for 2 now, I think. Yeah, 2 for 2. We got 3 flags left. We're going to go up against a Slime Go Tank team. So I am thinking about keeping the same team, actually. Yeah. They've got a couple reds, so the blues will, or rather, Toon Richard will do good. And then my purples will do regular damage. Wish I brought some yellows or some greens, but I didn't. All right, let's start off with the yellows and greens on the top right. It's going to set off a cascade of at least the greens underneath as well. Let's match the 3 purples on the bottom. Actually, let's match the 3 yellows at the top right first, so we can get a purple on the bottom to make something more happen. We did not. All right, let's match the 3 purples now. Give me a blue. No blues, no purples. going to match the blues and greens on the left. That's going to set a cascade with the yellows, and we desperately going to need to heal already. We're going to get Thalassa, which is good because she's also going to make it so that I can't gain any new ailments. Of course, Slimego's going to go off again, and so is Gestalt first, though. Hopefully everybody's still alive. Don't hit anybody twice with the cubes. Thank you. Stay alive, Medea. Stay alive, everybody. Thank you. All right. Now, I'm going to use Richard on Gestalt. Now, I think I'm going to tile dump and hit this blue dragon. Yeah. One of my Medeas is dead. Let's match these 3 greens on the top, or in the middle, rather. That way I can match some blues next turn, or we could get a cascade. And please kill Gestalt, thank you. That may have saved me. Or maybe not. Medea's dead. This is not looking promising. I maybe should have brought some greens. Let's match the 4 purples. I really need to kill Slimego. It's going to get one of those mega minions if I hit him with the main part of Richard, though. Let's hit the purple dragon, see if that's enough to get me Dual Filler special, baby. Don't set off Slimego again, thank you. Alright, let's use Dual Filler to heal, give me that Firestorm ward, and let's hit that blue diamond. If we can come back and win this with Dual Filler and Richard alone, then that's really going to show the impact of Dual Filler, although these cubes are going to, like, destroy me. Actually, the Firestorm ward definitely helped there. Let's use the main part of Richard on Gestalt, actually, I think. I'd rather make sure that we kill him, although, how much are they getting from that Firestorm ward? Oh my god, that is a small font. Like 580 burn damage. I don't even need to hit him with the main part. Let's hit Toxicandra. Let's use these 3 blue tiles here. And Toxicandra and Gestalt should both die, I think. Ah, man. Toxicandra's almost dead. I don't want to kill Slimego yet, because that's going to give her a Mega Minion. So let's just match these 3 yellow tiles on the left. I don't think that's... she's actually going to heal with Head of Fairies. So we need to hit Toxicandra with a tile. Let's match the 3 reds all the way on the left. See if I can get lucky with a purple in the middle. We didn't the first time, and didn't the second time, and not the third time either. We are going to have a purple diamond to match, so that's cool, actually. Let's use our purple dragon first. And I've still got the Firestorm Warren and the ailment immunity. So Slimego going off is only going to give me the regular damage. So that is 1 saving grace. Everybody stay alive, thank you. Let's use... I'm actually going to hold off a turn on using Dual Filler. And I did that so that it would have an extra turn to potentially resist a Slimego. And now I'm going to... Hitting the purple diamond does give me Dual Filler again. I should have just killed Slimego when I had the opportunity and not worried about the Mega Minion going over. I'm not going to use Dual Filler. I don't need to use her right now. And I actually don't need to use my dragon either. let's match these tiles here. Also need to get this battle moving a little bit. Please kill Slime Go. Oh, man. That would have been so awesome. Let's use our purple dragon. I am going to use Dueler Floor now so that they can get the Molten Core. Oh, they actually resist it. Let's see if we can kill Slime Go for once and for all, please. Thank you. Alright, that's going to make this go a little bit smoother. Although they've got 2 healers that are just going to heal like crazy, especially with that mana boost. Let's hit this green diamond, do some tile dumping. Let's match these 3 purples up against Head of Furies. It's going to give me Dueler Floor. I think I'm going to wait until Toxic Conjure goes off. Let's hit this red diamond tile dump, actually. And then we're going to wait until Dueler Floor goes off to use Richard. Nice cascade of purples, although I didn't really need it. Gotta get this battle moving with that timer going off. They're both about to go off anyway, so I might as well hit this yellow diamond. I think I need to kill Head of Furies first. Especially with... now I have the increased damage multiplier. Yeah, that's going to do a ton of damage. Let's match these 4 blues here. Goes these 3 purples. This blue dragon. I really need a blue tie to get Richard special again. Thank you. Head of Furies is dead. I've only got 24 seconds left. These special animations are killing me. I've got Richard special. Please give me time to cast it and then match those 3 purples. Oh my god, that was enough to kill her. Wow, 4 seconds left. I am not going to complain about that, but you definitely saw the impact from Dueler Floor, that battle. I only had Dueler Floor and Toon Richard left up against 4 opponents and was able to stay alive. That was a crazy win. I will certainly take it. Next up, we've got 2 flags left. Next up, we are going to go up against a Fergus Tank team. They've also got Costume Elena, Saris, Dueler Floor, and Satin Pimenter. I am definitely going to mix up this team, and Dueler Floor isn't ideal up against Fergus since they don't automatically resist the negative mana ailment and mana reduction. She does have the Master Mana Shield, where she has a 35% chance to resist negative mana effects and effects that prevent the use of special skills. If effects were resisted, the following effects are also activated. This character recovers 10% health. So let's switch up the team here. I'm going to bring in probably some Woodland Fawns and or Astral Dwarves. So let's click on family here, Astral Dwarves and Woodland Fawns. And I'm going to bring in a couple of my Fergus counters here. Let's bring in Peregrine and Bramble. And then I'm going to bring in Ixen and Vard, I think. Yeah. Alright, let's go into battle with this and see how this fourth flag here goes. I do like to tile dump up against Fergus when I am using Fawns and Astral Dwarves, so I'm going to keep that same strategy here. Let's start off with the 4 yellows on the right. That'll set off at least 1 cascade of reds. And some more stuff with the purples. Nice. And some more reds. I really thought about using Ceres too. Alright, anyway, let's match these 4 purples over here. We need 1 more purple to get Dueler Fuller, but Fergus is about to go off. So instead of that, let's match these 4 blues up the middle. Let's see if her mana gets reduced and if she gets the negative mana ailment. Her mana did get reduced, and she did not get the negative mana ailment. Okay. Now, let's match these 3 blues. That's going to give me Ixen. So let's use Ixen now. And then I'm going to match these 3 greens. That's going to give me the 2 greens over on the right. It's going to give me Bramble to safely cleanse, and then Peregrine's special, and let's attack the 3 on the right, since Satin Pimenter is more damaged than Ceres, and I've got those 3 purples I can match up against him also. So we might be able to kill Satin Pimenter. Perfect. And we've also got Vard now. Let's use him. That should kill Dueler Fuller and Fergus. Awesome. Things are looking good. Let's match these. Let's hit the yellow dragon up top. We've got Dueler Fuller down. Let's use her. And then I'm going to match these blues and purples over here. It's probably going to set off Ceres, but that's okay. Actually, it didn't. Cool. Let's use our purple dragon. And then I'm going to match this green diamond over here. And Ceres is dead. We got a critical hit out of that. I'll take it. Now, let's see if we can kill off Malena, maybe. And she is dead. Awesome. We are 4 for 4 today. 9 for 9 on the week. Last battle today is going to be up against a League Q tank team. And it looks like they forgot to change one of their heroes because they've got Rohan Zalki on the left. Based on how many War of Three Kingdoms heroes they have, I'm guessing they have multiple Rohan Zalkis and put in the one that they were leveling up instead by accident rather than their main version. They've got 2 Song Jiangs at League Q and then Dueler Fuller. So I am going to mix things up here a bit. Let's take out these guys. I do want to bring in a Dispeller, and I've got a couple. I could use Satin Pimenter. I could also use Daemon. I think Daemon might be the best option because he makes it so that he dispels a character, but he also makes it so that that character cannot cast any status effects at all, buffs or ailments for 3 turns. So that's going to work against the Song Jiangs, Li Q, and Dueler Fuller. And I actually just pulled Gluzmer this morning, who does the same thing and is a blue hero from the Slime family that just came out recently. So hopefully we can get him leveled up over the next week or 2 so I can start using him like I do with Daemon. Anyway, for this battle, let's bring in Daemon and then maybe a couple other reds. Let's reset here. Go to Element, click Fire. Gonna bring in Damon, and then I think I might bring in Hather, actually, also. She makes it so that I can't gain any ailments also, so I've got Duelfriller and Hather who both do that, and obviously Hather is going to heal, and then she also makes it so that she cleanses the latest cleansable status ailment. Nope, she does not do that. She boosts its health with her passive and gives a small amount of mana. Okay, let's bring in another red, maybe? I think I might bring in Seris. Yeah, let's bring in Seris. And then let's bring in another purple here. Gonna bring in maybe Medea. That could be good for the Shifting Miles attack. Yeah, let's bring in Medea. Alright, so I've got Medea and Damon as counters for Lee Q, Hather and Duelfriller so that I don't gain any ailments, Seris as another counter and silencer. Alright, let's go into battle with this here. Going to start off with these 4 yellows in the middle. That's going to set off 2 cascades of blues and purples, and more importantly, those 4 purples, because Medea activates in 7 tiles. So when I can get a 4 match, I do try to get that. Let's match these 3 blues up top. See if we can get a purple underneath. Nope, no purple. Let's match the 3 reds up the middle. No purple still. Alright, well, let's match the 3 reds up against Duelfriller. That's going to give me Damon, so I can use him on Lee Q. Let's match these 3 yellows, see if we can get a purple somewhere. Finally got a purple, thank you. 1 turn too late, though, because I would have liked to have used that on Song Jiang, but that's okay. Let's use Medea on the left here on this Song Jiang, so that we get the Miles attack on him, and that's probably going to kill Gonzoki since it's a level 1. Alright, got a little lucky there, not going to complain. Let's hit the yellow dragon, so that way I can match 3 more purples next turn. And actually, that's going to give me Duelfriller. We're going to use Duelfriller first. You always want to use Duelfriller before Hather or any other special before Hather, because she gives that small amount of mana. And I wonder if that's going to be enough for Seris. I don't think so. Not quite. Alright, that's alright. Let's match these 3 purples on the left. That's going to activate Song Jiang, and maybe that Shifting Miles attack will go over to Duelfriller. That would be cool if it did. Nope, it went over to Lee Q, but that's alright. At least we got the Shifting Miles attack to move before Duelfriller went off and gave him ailment immunity. So that worked out great. Let's use our purple dragon now. And then let's match these 3 greens up top on the left. See if we can get a red, and we did get a red. Awesome. Let's match these 3 reds that should kill Lee Q and give me Seris, which we could use on nobody because they have the ailment immunity. That's annoying. Actually, nope. The Firestorm. The Molten Core went away, not the ailment immunity. Alright, so we can't silence him, but we can wither him. So let's use Seris, and that will wither everybody, actually, with their attack and defense. And everybody got the damage. Now, I am gonna match the blues on the top left. We need to do a little bit of tile dumping, and actually the silence did go to Song Jiang on the left. I'm gonna have to rewatch that part and find out why he got that. If anybody knows, definitely drop a comment down below. I don't think Seris has anything that dispels a buff for anybody. Actually, you know what? He does have a 25% chance to dispel a random dispellable status effect buff from all enemies at the end of the turn. Although, the end of the turn hasn't happened yet. I don't know. Anyway, it's got to be something to do with that. because Sung Jing on the left did get silenced. All right, let's match these 3 blues on the top left to set off that cascade of blues. Now let's match the 3 blues on the middle here with the greens. I was hoping to kill Sung Jing before he went off, but does not look like that's going to happen. I would still, however, like to kill him before Dueler Fuller goes off. So let's match the 3 blues up top. Actually, we could maybe kill him if I get lucky with a red. No red. And that cascade's going to set off Dueler Fuller. That's unfortunate. Well. And 3 of my heroes just got silenced. Cool. Alright, well, let's ghost these, or matching the purple tiles isn't going to help me with specials. This battle was looking good. And that's for like 4 turns, right? The silence, damn. Let's match these 3 greens on the bottom. Now let's match the 3 purples ghosted. Trying to stay away from Sung Jing so I don't get silenced again. That actually worked out great. Let's ghost these 3 greens now. No, I did not want that. Don't set off Sung Jing again, please. Stop. Please, no more cascading. No. Or at least I've got Damon and Seris, rather. So let's use Damon on Sung Jing, because Dueler Fuller does not have the ailment immunity anymore. Let's use Damon over here. Now let's hit him with Seris. And then let's use our purple dragon. Alright. 2 on the right are silenced. That's awesome. We're in good shape now. Let's ghost these 3 purple tiles. Although I should have just waited since I've got full mana. Anyway, although this battle's going to be over in a second, I think. These 3 purple tiles should kill Sung Jing. Not quite, but the Molten Core should. Or the red cascades. Even better. All right. We went 5 for 5 today. That 3rd flag, though, was insane. Honestly, I didn't think I was going to win that. I had only 2 heroes left, Dueler Fuller and Toon Richard, up against 4 heroes or 4 enemies with full health. I forget who they were, but that battle was insane. One with 4 seconds left, I think. I feel like you definitely got to see the impact from Dueler Fuller today. She is a monster both on defense and on offense. Fast mana speed, recovers 30% health for all allies, gives that Firestorm Ward, and all allies are immune to new status ailments for 4 turns. On top of that, she's got that Molten Core, which gives extra damage to everybody. She's a cleric class, has the special armor Ether Power. She is extremely good. As far as how my defense is doing this week, let's go take a look. We've got a B rating, looks like 4 wins and 3 losses, so not terrible there. Again, we've got Dueler Fuller at the tank, we've got Naeem and Fafnir on the flanks, and Fafnir is only at level 85. I just got them last week, and then I've got Seris and Sable on the wings. Top 1%, and we are ranked 717 right now. Let me know how your air support 5-star raid tournament is going, and that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you did enjoy it or found it helpful, and if you did, hit that like button, make sure you're subbed to my channel, and I'll catch you guys next time.